Well, today we are trimming mugs and making handles. I have made some herb bowls and some mugs for the missus to paint, and they're drying up, and I'm getting ready to start trimming them, putting them on the wheel, getting them trimmed up, and putting some handles on them. So I'm gonna let y'all watch this in high speed. Enjoy. All right, here's the last one. These have gone really quick. Pretty good sized bugs. I threw them with about, I think, a pound and like 0.05 worth of clay, pounds of clay. And I just like to give them a good little trim. Like I say, these are gonna be hand painted. And I've got 5 of them. I've got some handles over here that are drying that I threw this morning. I threw a little bowl this morning. I actually ate breakfast out of a bowl that I just love, and I'll have to show it sometime. It's a little bit of an Asian style bowl. It's out of a glaze that I get locally. I bought, I think, a gallon of it 3 years ago, and I'm still using it. But it just has a really nice color to it. It's got a great foot on it. And I just realized how much I love that bowl, eating breakfast out of it this morning. Had a little egg and sausage and pepper and onion, a little breakfast burrito bowl here at the house. And so I came out here and I just threw another one, something similar to it, with a nice deep, foot on it that you can grab a hold of. You leave it unglazed and you just pick it up out of the dishwasher by the bottom, instead of these that just have no bottom on them and they're hard to handle. But this is the last of 5 mugs. As you've seen, I wet these lids, the lips. I wet my wheel, I center it up here, and I just stick it to it, and it stays right there. I don't use any kind of Giffen grip, or I don't even put clay around the bottom. I just get them to stick with just a little dampness here. These are pretty good and dry. I threw them yesterday, let them sit out here for 6-8 hours, turned them over, face down like they are here, and then I put them under plastic for the night, and then brought them, opened them up this morning when I was throwing the lids, or throwing the handles. So but I do have, if you've seen some of my previous videos just recently, I've got those 3 porcelain bowls that turned out really nice, a little bit larger bowls that are not just small bowls. And I have the one that actually broke. I threw another 7-pound bowl out of what was left of that reclaim. There was actually about 15 pounds of it, and then I split it into 2. So I'm gonna have these 4 big bowls, plus we've got this stuff we're working on here, and we'll be glazing that real soon and getting some videos out. I'll try some things I've never done before, which is what I really love. And I love having the porcelain because it just fires up so bright. So here we go. You see what I did with that mug? Peel it off of there, flip it over. Like I say, that's a nice mug. And then I will generally have to take, you can see where it's stuck a little bit right around the edges, if that'll focus. And I'll just wipe that away. And that's a good size mug. I have really big hands, and so that'll show you. But anyway, moving on to handles, and we'll get those attached here in just a little bit. Before I moved on to handles, I was going to share this bowl. I threw this probably a few years ago, and it's just, you can see the foot on this. It's a nice red stoneware clay. It's got a great little handle on it where you can just carry it like that. I noticed when I was looking, it's not even completely round. It's got a flat spot right here. And this was a glaze, like I say, that this local shop mixes for me. But with the little edges in it, the way it broke, I mean, I love eating out of this thing. It's just a dandy little bowl. So this morning I came out and threw this one, which is a little bigger, but it's going to shrink. And I'll end up trimming it up like this other one. Left a nice spot for a big foot on the bottom of it. And just thought I'd make another one. So, on to handles. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got my handles, which I pulled earlier, and they've been sitting out here drying. I kind of let them sit in the shape that I want them in. And then I've got these mugs, 5 of them, that I've got trimmed and ready to go. Some are a little bigger than others, smaller, but they're all smooth surface for painting. Got some finger grooves in there, nice little foot on them, and I'm gonna put handles on them. All right, I have one left here. Thought I'd slow things down and go through it a little bit more readily viewable. And I just have, these are pretty wet. These are my handles, and I pull them just like you've seen me pull them. And I'll take and use a trim tool, a little knife, and I'll cut this straight. I'll cut this on a slant so it just slides in there. And I try to get it pretty close. I mean, that's a little bit long for me right now. I've got to where I do them so much that I kind of have an idea of where I want to cut them. Once in a while, I'll get one too short, you know. Once in a while, a light cover will fall off and hit me in the head and do something crazy. But, you know, that doesn't happen every day, thank goodness. So, cut this a little different, get my angle on it the way I want it. And then I can get this thing kind of positioned and set up. And then I can actually slide it back and forth a little bit. And I'll just get this straightened up here, make a couple of little tick marks for where I'm going to scratch it. All right, and then I'll just make another little scratch. As you can see, I use a serrated metal rib. You can use pretty much anything. And I don't use slip. I've always just, I used to use slip when I was first starting out, and then I felt like I got to a point where I really didn't need to. I just use my brush. I dip a little bit of water in here. I leave my handle laying on its side so I can wet it while it's down there. Put a little bit of water up here, a little water on that. And then you can see I just squeeze these things in here. I get that one started. Kind of squeeze it down. Use my finger on the 3 sides to make sure we've got a good connection with that mug. Use that brush to just kind of lay things down and then slide that handle up pretty close to where I want it. Right in there. Get it connected on both sides like that. Make sure it's straight. These get, my thumb mark is a little bit off on it, but I'll straighten it up. And then as always, I'll just use my little peace sign here that I put in my handles and squeeze it down. And there it is. We've got 5 mugs. We're gonna put them under plastic, which will let these handles and the mugs get to the same water density. And once they dry up, I'll leave them overnight under plastic, and then I will uncover them, let them dry, and we'll get them in a bisque kiln. So, thanks for watching. That's what we got happening today in the studio.